Mozzers, Lessons in Confidence. And today I'm going to begin this little live stream by saying, hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Mozzers, Lessons in Confidence. And today we're going to just keep saying that until we start to get some viewers in this channel. So, hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Mozzers, Lessons in Confidence. And today we're just going to do a live stream. I'm thinking a bit of chat engagement, that kind of thing, nothing massive, nothing special. I'm only staying on for a few minutes. The reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to do a normal video, but my thing is exporting at the moment, so there's no point in doing anything. So I might as well just live stream because I physically can't do anything else. Hello Elijah Messiah. Hello Free Words. Hello Lydia Ethel. Hello Cole Hetzel 500. Greetings to all of you. There's 4 of you here, but it says there's only 2 of you there. Hello Koch. Hey. So, right. We are all here. We are all gathered in the plaza of ideas. Let us exchange some of these ideas, and we'll have a back and forth, discuss stuff. So if anyone has anything that they want to bring up, then bring it up, and we'll talk about it. Right? That is it's coffee. That's best I can sort of show you. What's it do, Egberts? You know, the stuff that's like the granules. I also bought some hobnobs. The theme of this is you type questions into the thing, I answer them. There's no topic, there's no idea here, there's no reason for this live stream to be going ahead. How do you deal with moving away from family? I mean, it depends. Do you like them or not? Like, because if you don't like them, you probably feel relief, and so you wouldn't have to deal with it. If you do like them and you're going to miss them, well, we got Skype and WhatsApp calls, and I think if like Eastern Europeans, they use Viber. It's like the purple WhatsApp. So you got all of those options. The internet now, I mean, I'm talking to all of you, so you can talk to your, mum who lives in Japan or your dad who lives in Mozambique. You can do whatever you want with this, right? As long as you got a Wi-Fi connection. Do they have Wi-Fi in, like proper, like that could do this HD sort of shit? Have you heard of the Sparks Brothers? I haven't, no. Are they any good? Sparks Brothers. Okay, there's a documentary about them. Oh, Edgar Wright directed the documentary. I was about to say it looked like shite, but if he's done it, it's probably going to be quite good. Art pop, art rock, glam rock, electronic, synth pop, new wave. That's a good list of things. That's a good range of genres. Here's a thing I've been thinking about recently. I found, this is Suope who's saying this. Here's a thing I've been thinking about recently, I found accountability to be the greatest motivator, but that only works in group settings. What works for you when creating solo? That's a good question. That's a very good question, because I understand what he means, right? For instance, there's been times when I've asked people, can you just give me a deadline? Because that way, otherwise I'm just never going to do it, right? If you give me a deadline, I'm going to get it done. And then by the same token, right, think about this. When you're doing stuff for yourself, you have the option to not do it. Whereas if you are, let's say, working in a group context, you don't have that luxury. So let's take going to work, right? No one wants to go to work, right? I have to go to work in an hour, right? I don't massively want to, right? It's not that I have a problem with the job or anything like that. The job's fine. But logically, I'd love to just lounge around and do now, right? Like, I'd like to just laze about, pissing about, doing nothing. But because there is the accountability of me letting down other people and other people having the expectation of me getting this thing done, I am going to go to work, right? So even though I might not want to do it, it's sort of being done anyway because other people have that expectation. So that's my answer to that. It's not that I hate working or anything. I mean, you can still do stuff on your own. I think the lesson to getting stuff done on your own is to sort of force your way through some stuff. get yourself forced through like some uncomfortable sort of shit. Ah, nah, go away if you're trying to free fucking rapists. Piss off. Bye. There we are. Got rid of that. So yeah, I'd say, what is it? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that's it. So trying to hold yourself accountable, like it's very difficult to do that and to force yourself through stuff. But sometimes I get to the end of a day that has been like jam-packed full of stuff. It helps when you have some stuff that you need to be held accountable on by other people and some stuff that you hold yourself accountable for. You kind of combine the two, and so you don't notice the overlap. So I might be doing something for myself, but with the attitude that I'm doing it for another person. And that means I'm getting more done, right? Because if I had told myself what to do and how to do it all, I would sit around on Reddit all day and like doing fuck all, right? So that's kind of my answer, in a bit of a roundabout way. I want to try and get through as many of these as possible because I'm not staying long. Tell me this, magic man, why do I feel silly? I haven't learnt to drive yet and I'm in my mid-20s. Well, I'm in my mid-20s and I'm learning to drive now. And you know what? I wish I'd learned to drive when I was 17. Do you know what? Do you know what they should do? They should make learning to drive part of the curriculum at high school, right? For instance, I had to do 3 lessons a week of Spanish, right? Como es bala, do not know or what you say, right? That's the best Spanish I could do, and it sounded like a really terrible Arabic accent. All right, so they should make driving part of the curriculum, but outside of that, driving is an incredibly important skill, right? The reason I'm learning to drive is because, 1, there's the freedom that comes with it, and 2, I feel like it would be good for me in terms of that I would be able to be more of a provider for the people that I care about. So I can, like, you know, say there's an emergency, someone needs to be driven to the hospital. Well, the alternative right now is to sit there and go, hello, ambulance, please. Yep. Just on hold. Yep. I can't remember if they play music. I think they play music on when you're on hold, like sort of classical music. I can't remember. I've not called an ambulance for like 3 years. I think they do, right? Anyway, right? Then I've got to sit there and wait for them. And for instance, there's someone I knew who they're still alive, but they called the ambulance that they really needed, right? 6 hours went by, nothing, right? And then they just never showed up. Ambulance never turned up. So they would have left that person to die, right? So in a real situation, right, they could have called me up and gone, Josh, I've called the ambulance. The ambulance isn't coming. I'll go, oh no. They'll go, yeah, can you take me to the hospital? I'll go, all right. I've not got anything to do. Right? And then I'll just take them to the hospital. So that's that one. I'm trying to get through these a lot faster. Hopping into a live halfway through some random dude's speech is so crazy. Like, what's the context here? I don't even know what you were talking about there. Oh! It was the holding accountability for yourself sort of thing, wasn't it? I want to get into the band scene. All my friends are, and I can't find a way in. It feels like I'm not allowed or something. Well, in response to that, I was working, because I work in a pub. I was working a few days ago, and there was this 20-year-old lad and this 40-year-old lad, right? And they were both in the music scene, right? And the younger lad, he was going to music school. He wanted to be a singer, and he was fucking wasted, right? And there was an older bloke who he was asking me, so you've got, look at that hair, right? I'm obviously in a band, right? I said to him, no, I'm not in a band. And he went, why not? Like in a proper, like he was kind of accusing me almost. And I was like, I don't know. It just sort of feels like there's a big commitment to it, and I can't give my full time to a project like that. And I get more out of sort of a revolving door lineup rather than a set. These are the people that make the music. Say if I found the right people, it'd be like, say in a relationship, right? You wouldn't want to have a relationship that you marry the person, you have kids with them, and you grow old together with someone who's like a knobhead, right? You wouldn't want that, okay? But at the same time, you might enjoy hanging out with them once in a while. So in terms of a band, I see starting a band almost like, I guess, having a freeway, something like that. But yeah, I do know what you mean. And from what that older lad was saying, it sort of felt like there was a generational divide, because people now aren't starting bands, right? I I mean, all the bands, like the newest bands that I like, all started in the 2010s. I can't think of any good bands that started in the 2020s. Put some in the chat if you know any. Let me have a look. I'm going further. How about logically you get a haircut? Oh, I might get a haircut next year. Well, I don't get haircuts, right? I'm not going to a fucking barber and having to sit and listen to his shit, right? While they dunk my head under the fucking sink. Fuck that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just shave my head at a certain point. So I might turn it into a video. There's this video that a guy made that's like no one cares about you sort of thing, and why that's a good thing, right? And basically in the video he's shaving his head and he's sort of sitting there thinking, you know, I did this last year and I had long hair for years and years and years, and I was really worried that people would see me differently or judge me or whatever. But in the end, no one cared. It didn't matter. And it was like I always had short hair. No one was sort of sitting there thinking, oh, he's cut his hair. Why does he look weird? It didn't matter. So, yeah, that's what I do. I just shave my hair, head every now and then. I probably won't do it this year, but I might do it next year. I want to get the Johnny Mozza series done whilst I've still got the long hair, and then I want to cut it, and then I want to shave it off, sorry, and turn that into a new character. And then I had an idea, maybe if I could find like a week straight to film like something in a block, I could like get a balding look, and like, because I'm not balding, as you can tell, right? But I could shave in a balding patch and like make myself look like a specific character for some kind of fun thing. That might be fun. I'm in my mid-30s and don't know how to learn guitar. I bought an acoustic guitar. This is Hassan Niz, or Niz, I'm not sure how you say it. I bought an acoustic guitar years ago, but it feels hard to learn. Any tips for a complete beginner? Should I switch to an electric instead? Well, I'd say keep the acoustic, because you might as well, and have fun with it. There's some things that you can do on acoustic that you can't really do as well on an electric, like strumming. I think strumming is like probably the first skill that anyone should learn on a guitar. Get the electric if you want. If you're struggling for money, don't like go out your way for it. But I'll tell you what, it's harder to play an acoustic, like doing all the sort of stuff on an acoustic. So if you manage to do all of that in the acoustic and then you switch over to the electric, you're going to find yourself a lot better at the electric than you would have been if you'd done it the other way around. So yeah, throw yourself in the deep end, keep doing the thing that's hard, and then when you switch over to the thing that's easy, you'll be fan-fucking-tastic at it. You know when you start a new video, like New Game Plus in a video game, and you got all the powers, but you're back at the beginning of the game, and so all the enemies are really weak, and so you can just thrash your way through them like it's nothing, like a hot knife through butter. I'm scrolling down. Just seeing. Yep, Glorious Guard Personal's kind of right there. I'm doing good. Core of Adeji Productions. How are you? Doing things you don't want but needs to be done is part of being a man and a part of life. Aye, but at the same time, it's not like I think it's important to recognize the part that you don't want to do it, right? Rather than, because I hate this whole culture where like I listen to LBC when I'm cooking and stuff, right? It just comes on the radio. It's just a default radio station. And so many times will I hear someone go like, oh, I want to work. Oh, but you want to work, don't you? You want to work. I hate that shit, right? No, I don't want to work. I have to work, right? That's the key difference. Stop trying to brainwash me into wanting to do something that I don't want to do, right? I don't want to do it, but I am doing it. It's fine, right? I hate doing it completely, right? I mean, my job's not terrible. I like the people that I work with. I kind of enjoy it, and I like the fact that I can pick the music and that I don't feel like I'm being micromanaged and stuff. But at the same time, I don't particularly like want to go in every single day. I'd much rather just get the money and not have to do the work, obviously, right? I think we can all agree we would rather do that, but the reason that doesn't work is because someone needs to do the work. So I think, you know, it's important to emphasize, to take into account that we don't want to do these things, but we have to, right? Instead of that thing that the LBC radio station is doing, and probably loads of people are doing, where they try and trick themselves into wanting work. And it's like, but you want to work though. It's like, say, it's usually someone that's unemployed, and then the radio presenter will be like, oh, but it's always Sheila fucking Ferguson. I hate Sheila Ferguson. But she'll always go, oh, but you want to work, don't you? You want to get into work, right? And she always does that. And she always has that airy fucking voice that just, right? And it just frustrates me. Anyway, let's move on. I feel like I'm tugging at a stone there. What lens camera you use for your videos? It's Canon C100, and I've got a Helios lens that my mate Benja gave me. Lately, I've realised I use my phone compulsively. This is Michael Paul Williams. Lately, I've realised I use my phone compulsively. That's something I need to address in my life. It's keeping me from doing things I actually want to do. It's hurting my life. Yeah, phones are fucked. I mean, they're not natural. They're not something that we should be having full access to. I feel like the internet should be this thing that only exists at the library. And if you want to use the internet, if you want to go on Facebook, right, whatever, you go to the library, right? You get inside the community. I think the same way with buying alcohol in the supermarkets and buying it in the pubs. You should have to go to the pub if you want to drink, right? It should be so much more financially burdensome, right? So much more of a financial burden to drink at home compared to drinking at the pub that anyone with a fucking brain cell in their head would be drinking at the pub, right? By the same token, I think anyone with a brain cell in their head should be forced to go to the library to go on the internet rather than being able to do what I'm doing, which is just sit here in my fucking room drinking coffee and going on a live stream, right? I think that, and if for whatever reason you need the internet for your job, your career, whatever, and I don't mean in the sense that you're in a fucking WhatsApp chat for your work or whatever, I mean like genuinely like what I'm doing, then you can get specialized equipment for it. The same way that you can get the fucking like Guinness on tap thing for your own little personal bar at home if you want to do that. You get my point? So that's kind of my answer to Michael Paul Williams. I'm going to just skip through a few people because Hobo Wizard Animations, why do you think people care about your opinions? Well, because I've got analytics and data to back up the fact that people care about it. I've got audience retention statistics and all that kind of stuff, which show that people do care about my opinions. That sounded a little bit catty, but I don't care. The hold music for 999 is the Bee Gees staying alive. That's fantastic. No, knobhead isn't necessarily a bad term. I kind of just say it like, for instance, you'll hear Australians saying like, you fucking like sick cunt, whatever, right? Can't do an Australian accent, but you know what I mean? They're saying cunt, which is not a nice term. It's not designed to be a pleasant thing to say, and it's meant to hurt people's feelings, but they're saying it in a way that is kind of a positive thing. Words are, subjective at the end of the day. So I don't necessarily always mean knobhead as a bad thing. It depends on the tone. If I go, you fucking knobhead, right? That's way different than, you fucking knobhead, right? Or, this is Claire Stanfield. She's a knobhead. Actually, that one sounded a bit mean. Sorry, Claire. You're not a knobhead. You're something else. All right. I'm just skipping through because I've forgotten what people are even. Oh God, the chat has gone a long way. I'm trying to find a question that I'll have something good for because I can't answer all of these. There's so many. I didn't realize how fucking long I was rambling. Who wins in a fight, 100 average men or one fully enraged peak specimen silverback gorilla? Do the average men have weapons? If so, the men. If not, the gorilla. Yeah, I'm just trying to find who would win in a rigged cage fight, you or Bob Dylan? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Probably Bob Dylan. But it depends. What era are we talking? If it's like an older version of him, because he's not a small fella. Like I'm not a small fella, but I'm quite lanky and skinny. And I'm not saying he's fat, but he's like built. He's not a skinny anorexic motherfucker. I can't box, no. But I mean I could probably punch someone. Not that like I ever have. I'm not a particularly violent inclinated person, but like I know I did karate for 2 years and I know to have the thumb on the outside of the fist rather than the inside because you'll break your fucking thumb. Yeah, Flight the Concorde is all right. ChatGPT. Am I finally at the fucking bottom? Did you ever realize Concord makes Brett and Jermaine? Can you what? I have no idea what that means. I genuinely don't know. But I finally made it to the bottom. If anyone has any final questions, ask them now because I'm gonna leave and sort of do some stuff. I need to get ready for work. Yeah, that kind of thing. And I have a few more videos that I want to sort out and just get some stuff done with that. I don't know who Brett McKenzie and Jermaine are. I don't know what any of that means. Oh, is it members of Flight of the Conchords? Oh, is Flight of the Conchords that fucking comedy shite? I know I just described something that you're sort of saying like, oh, it's a nice thing, as just a load of shite. I just don't like comedy in my music, man. There's something about it. Like, it's just frustrating. I like comedy, right? I love comedy. I mean, you know, Alan Partridge is one of my favorite sort of things. You got David Brent's The Office. You got Faulty Towers, Only Fools and Horses. You got so many fantastic sitcoms. You got plenty of comedy on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. But for some reason, comedy music just doesn't gel with me. And I'm not. It's just my opinion, right? I'm not saying it like it's a fact or anything that it's bad. I mean, I've occasionally enjoyed stuff. Oh, we did the Frank Zappa rant last stream. we did, and I don't know. It's not that I've never laughed in a song and enjoyed a song being funny. I don't think it needs to be that black and white. But generally, I don't enjoy it for the most part. I like music. I mean, bear in mind, I don't really listen to the lyrics in a song. I don't pay attention to the words really, because as far as I'm concerned, that's the music, that's the people writing the song trying to tell me, oh, this is what you need to get out of the music, right? I'd rather just listen to the music, get my own interpretation out of it, and then later on down the line, I'll Google the song. And I'm like, oh shit! Turns out it was about, I don't know, the end of the universe. I thought it was about kittens, right? Or vice versa, right? The death of the artist at the end of the day, like what they think of their song doesn't matter, and what you think of the stuff that I make, no wait, what I think of the stuff that I make doesn't matter. What you think of it does. So, ooh, I wonder what like an apology video would look like from me, because I mean, now that I've gotten to a point where I've got an audience and there's like 50k subscribers, I'm logically a YouTuber like all the other fucking YouTubers, right? And so, I might get into a situation where I'm in hot water, right? And then I have to go off and make an apology video. Would I do that? Would I make the apology video? It depends what it's on. Do I think I'm in the wrong? Well, I'd probably make it. But at the same time, making an apology video is also just clickbait at the end of the day, because say if I made an apology video, oh, I'm really sorry that I made a stream and it went over 20 minutes, right, or whatever. I'm begging for attention and I'm begging for approval at the end of the day, and I'm not interested particularly in doing that. I'd rather, I don't know, just get on with life and just make stuff. I mean, I don't know. That's my thought of it. I don't understand. I've never taken cocaine, but I've never understood the appeal of it. It just sounds like a drug that you sniff, right? So you have to do that, and I don't particularly want stuff going up my nose. I like this feeling of blowing my nose. Imagine the opposite of that, have to suck it all in. That feels awful. I don't like doing that, right? That's what you do when you got a cold and you're not particularly enjoying the cold. Like, you'd rather blow your nose, but you're in a situation where you don't have any tissue paper with you or whatever, so you have to suck it back in to give yourself an extra few minutes until you can find some tissue paper. But then you do that, right? So you take the cocaine, and then you're an arsehole for 30 minutes, right? And then it goes away, right? What's the fucking point of that? Can anyone who's done cocaine please tell me what the appeal of it is, right? I can understand the appeal of many drugs out there, but cocaine is not one of them. I genuinely cannot see a good, legitimate reason for wanting to take cocaine and enjoying it, right? It just seems like the only people who take cocaine are fucking knobheads, right? So I'm just going to check. You have to do it to know. Yeah, but they say that about all sorts of shit. And then I think after I've done the thing, it's sort of I could have explained it, right? Most of the stuff, you sound like a narc. Nobody confessed to using it. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna come and arrest Infinite Zebra right now. Right? You're under arrest, motherfucker. I'm pointing the gun down because he's at the bottom of the chat. So like, what did I do? I did MDMA once. That was alright. I don't see how it's meant to be a party drug though. I took it. Maybe it's because we listened to Dark Side of the Moon, but I was basically just lying there for fucking like a fucking salmon, right? Uh, yeah. So I didn't find that one particularly enjoyable. LSD's all right, but it goes on too long. It shouldn't be that long. No, my favorite period in life. I don't know. There's two. There's two favorite periods in my life, which are 2016 to 2017 and 2024 to now. Those are the two that I like the most. Oh, also, I like the pandemic. The pandemic was fucking sick for me. I had a whale of a time. But I also didn't take the pandemic very seriously. Yeah, Coke is weird. You don't realize how chatty and amazing your chat hadn't been until the day after. I kind of get what that means. Yeah. But then, like, listen to the way that I'm talking now, right? What? It always sounds like you say Josh instead of John. I am saying Josh. My name's not Johnny Mozzer. My name is Joshua Morrison. And I get emails and stuff from like advertisers and shit that say Johnny Moz, dear Johnny Mozzer, right? It's just ridiculous. Use my name. Why do the advertisers like they've got marketing budgets and stuff and they don't even bother? Worst thing is when they say it Johnny with an H in it. Like the channel name doesn't have a H in it, right? I don't know where they're getting the H from. Anyway, that's my little one. Can you right? Can you slowly do the intro for your video and enunciate each syllable? Up, everybody. My name is Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Mozzer's Lessons in Confidence. And today we're gonna do a live stream. There you are. Has that helped? The whole isolation and staying in, being cautious aspect of the pandemic was nice. That and also like they made all the buses in my city free for like 2 months, and then they reverted it, but everyone just kept getting on and not bothering to pay. So they had to start putting signs on all the buses, just saying, you need to pay for these buses. But you managed to get like a free month of just blagging your way on and just be like, oh, sorry, I didn't see the sign. So I got like a 3 months worth of bus fare. What else? Also, because I'm directing film sets and stuff, right? Everyone was free to do shit, right? No one was busy, right? Do you know how fucking annoying it is to set up a film shoot now? You try and do it on a Monday, the cameraman can't do it. Try and do it on a Tuesday, the actor can't do it, right? Ridiculous. Pandemic's on, everyone's available. Fantastic, right? Only thing I'm pissed off about is I was working for this fucking company where, let me try and find the name of the company. I wasn't working for the charity, but there was an agency that worked with charities where we go door to door, and basically they fired me even though I was meeting and exceeding my targets, right? And I was one of the highest performing people in this company. Basically we did door to door salesman bullshit, right? And I lost out on a fucking 2 years worth of furlough, so I lost out on 40 bastarding fucking grand, right? Because this fucking company wants to save a little bit of money. I'm so pissed off. I'm gonna try and find it. I'm gonna try and find the company, and then I'll deal with the consequences of naming and shaming the company after the fact. What consequences? There won't be any fucking consequences, will there? What were they called again? They weren't. It wasn't them. That's not the name of the company. Oh fuck! Am I gonna have to go back to 2020? That's gonna take ages. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to remember what the name of it was. Let's start with that. Okay, well, it doesn't help that I've gone back 4 pages and I'm not even at 2022 yet. Okay, so it'll be somewhere around here. I'm nearly here. Nearly there. 3:14. I'm so confused. I don't remember applying for jobs in March of 2020. I had a job in March 2020, well, until the end. Give me 1 sec. I'm nearly there. Because I want to name them. I don't respect them, and I was it them? No, I don't remember going to Hammersmith. Oh, it's annoying. It should be here. Ah. God damn it. It should be here. Why is it not here? Nope, not that. And oh, it's frustrating. Yeah, maybe I'll make it. Yeah, fuck it. I can't find it at the moment. I'll get it in a video. It should be here though. I don't know why it's not. The fuck's Jessica? Asset management. I don't remember doing that. Oh well. Where is it? Oh, then we can sort of JP asset. Ah, real fundraising. That's it. It's real fundraising. There we are. Got it. Do you consider Katy Perry to be an astronaut or a slapper? She's got 3 banging songs, which are Chained to the Rhythm, Raw, and I Kissed a Girl. Those 4 songs are some of the pinnacle of 2000s pop, particularly Chained to the Rhythm. I don't know why that one gets a bad reputation. Also, Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do is a fucking good song. It's one of her best, right? I don't like a lot of the shit. Like, for instance, what's the one where like she's crawling through the girl's legs and it's like, haters gonna hate. That song's fucking shite. But then she's got some good ones like Dear John or Lover or Look What You Made Me Do. Aren't the beat makers behind Katy Perry like all fucking like rapists and shit? Isn't it like DJ something? Shake It Off was played at my friend's funeral. Yeah, they're all right. Ugh. Right, yeah, I'm leaving now because I do need to get to work. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you all for now. It's been fun. We've had some enjoyable times, and yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. I don't know what you want from these streams, really. I feel like maybe we should do something at some point to like make them a bit more logical. But at the moment, they're literally just hanging out, pissing about. What I want to do at a certain point is get a proper setup. I know I said this last stream, but I want to get a proper real streaming setup. You know, like what's the one I saw that you know, like what a normal one is. Would love to hear more behind the scenes yeah thing. Right? Yeah, I'd love to do more. Yeah, I'll do more of those at a certain point. I've got one on the gambling industry because I used to work in a bookies. I'd love to do one on like all the various industries that I've worked in, just talking about them. Not all of them have like some big expose. Some of them are just like slice of life things, you know. Like I worked in a warehouse, so I could talk about that for a bit. I've got a couple fun stories in that. Got some fun stories from the various pubs I've worked at. A lot of those are kind of light, frothy things. The Ladbrokes one isn't light and frothy. That one is very, very depressing and very long, and kind of fill on gets into a lot of I don't know if it's corruption, but greed, evilness. Uh, Companies like Ladbrokes Coral and Paddy Power, that kind of thing, are all fucking disgusting, degenerate things that should be banned by the state. Yeah, what else? Yeah, I'll do this real fundraising video at a certain point. Yeah, your boss is on the other line, says you can't be late today. I know. That's one thing I'm good at, right? I've never been late once to any job since 2019. I've never been late since 2019, right? Because I'm that good. Yeah, that's it. I can't be asked anymore. Take care, everybody, and bye bye. And I don't have a Sony Ericsson. Gemini. We have zero in common. Love ya. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye bye zooey. Bye bye. Bye bye zooey. Bye bye.